Bob "Thunder" Thurman defends his PKA World Middleweight title against 7th-ranked Eddie McRae. Bob Truppy and Joe Corley called the action.
The champion in the red, the man you see facing you, Bob Thurman out of Kansas City, 22-1, 13 knockouts. His challenger, Eddie McRae, the 7th-ranked world contender out of Detroit. He's 13-3 with 10 KOs.
Center referee J.T. Will giving them the final instructions as Bob Thurman was giving him a very, very vicious look in preparation for the first round.
Championship fights in full contact karate, 12 rounds, 2-minute rounds, and to remind you, each fighter must place 8 hard kicks per round. They can be penalized points. They have a round to make those kicks up. And from what I understand, Joe, and talking to the people here that live full contact karate every day, Thurman is of a different sort. He is a guy who trained on Brahma bulls, dodges tennis balls for balance, and is a very, very intense young man.
He just loves contact. Contact is the thing that seems to motivate Bob Thurman, and he loves competition. Hopefully Eddie McRae will have it there for him.
For McRae, this is his first championship fight. First time in his career he's fought for the championship. The super middleweight weight limit, 163.9. Bob Thurman weighed in at that 2 days ago. McRae at 162. McRae 5'8". Thurman 5'11". The reach advantage in both legs and hands to Bob Thurman.
McRae's landed 2 fairly good shots thus far in the round. One good left hook that came wide and one short right hand. Thurman looks a little tight in this first round. Thurman normally likes to take 4, 5, 6, 7 good shots before he really gets warmed up.
Talked about Thurman before the fight too, Joe, and he expected this to go quite a while. So he is not going to go out here and hurry things. Patience is a virtue in the ring, whether it be boxing or full contact karate.
Thurman's very calm, very collected. He doesn't hit real hard with any single punch. He hits you a lot of times.
J.T. Will warning that kicks must be placed above the belt. And one thing I admire about these fighters that I've noticed, Joe, great respect for each other. When there is a low blow, an illegal hit, fight is stopped, and they recognize each other and then go on.
Many of our fighters have said their job is not to hurt somebody in there, but to win the fight. Bob Thurman is looking for a fight with world middleweight champion Shawnee Terry.
Vicious left hand. A straight left hand followed by a right. McRae is out of the ropes, trying to regain his composure. Can't get up over the ropes. He doesn't want to go down in the first round. He's up. J.T. Will checks in his eyes. The fight continues. Another hook.
Solid uppercut thrown by Thurman, and that really rocked Eddie McRae. He came behind it with a solid left hand. McRae went down, couldn't get himself back because the ropes were hindering him. Now, Thurman with the real tight punches inside. There was the uppercut, did it. The second right hand finished him. You see Thurman come with a finishing left front kick. McRae already then out in under the ropes.
You got to feel for Ed at this point. This was his first chance at a championship, and in the opening round, to have that happen to you, it does take a lot of wind out of your sails, Joe.
Well, he's the number 7 world contender. Remember, he's gone the distance with 2 very hard-hitting welterweight champions. Came up into this super middleweight division. Of course, the power is much greater of Bob Thurman than it was either Ernie Hart or Jeff Gripper in that welterweight division. That straightened him up. The left hook barely grazed him.
And then the uppercut. Round 2. How would you score that round, Joe?
Because of that knockdown, that's a 10-8 Bob Thurman round on my unofficial scorecard. You see Thurman's confidence is way up there now. McRae a little bit tentative.
Excuse me, Joe, but Thurman, the aggressor, appears to want to get in close to McRae as best he possibly can. Although Eddie's not going to go down easy. He's going to make a fight of it.
McRae will blast with Thurman. Bob Thurman seems almost unconcerned about it at this point.
And of the two, Thurman has the more formed punches. He has sting in each punch. His elbows are in a proper position. He's got his, once again, McRae in trouble. super middleweight title rather easily against Eddie McRae of Detroit.
Bob Thurman came in here wanting to fight Jean-Yves Theriault, the world middleweight champion. He feels like Bob Thurman feels like Jean-Yves Theriault has been ducking him, so he took a shot to fight here in Montreal, and he ended it rather convincingly.
McRae still in the crowd. There are medics all over the place here. McRae's handlers in the corner, checking Eddie, make sure that he's got his wits about it.
They are very wisely not moving him. It is not wise to move a fighter when he's been disoriented like that.
Once again, just at the beginning of the second round, after weathering a storm in the first, Thurman again presses the action.
Thurman comes in, throws a very solid body shot, then a second roundhouse front kick to the body. As he saw the right hand daze McRae, he took a step back and came with a roundhouse kick, the left roundhouse kick.
Oh,
right on the jaw. Bob Thurman watching the blows go in. Jay Will moved in very quickly from that point.
one more look at the kick that finished it. You see there are a couple of clubbing punches by Thurman, but finally this left foot is the one that does it, and it hits him flush on the face, Joe.
McRae dazed there in that final round kick. You watch Thurman's eyes. They were right on the mark. Good aim then by Bob Thurman with that left roundhouse kick.
Even with the padding on the foot, obviously a great deal of damage to Eddie McRae. He was out on his feet, but he seems to be all right. Well, there's a knockout for Bob Thurman. He retains his super middleweight championship. Eddie McRae is all right. Bob Thurman, with a knockout 60 seconds into the second round, retains his super middleweight championship. He's now 23-1, 14 knockouts, and Joe Corley's with the champion in the ring.
Bob Thunder Thurman has been saying that Jean-Yves Theriault, the Canadian champion, is ducking him. So he agreed to come here into Montreal to fight in his hometown. Bob, do you think you impressed the hometown fans?
I don't know. They really didn't get to see too much. It was a good fight while it was going. I wish he would have won a couple more rounds so I could show him maybe some more, little more punching technique.
Eddie McRae is he's coherent now. He's got all his facilities back. You're usually known for your powerful punches, but that was a solid left leg roundhouse kick.
Yeah, I noticed in the tape I saw, he got real off balance when he punched, and that's what happened. He got off balance, and I countered him. He just happened to be, in the right range for a kick. I work on my kicks as hard as I do my punches, but sometimes it's a punch and sometimes it's a kick. This time it was a kick, and I'm glad it was.
Well, you came here to show that you were ready for Jean-Yves Theriault. I think you definitely did that.
Bob Thurman did it once again.